Shalom, giving all praises to Yahawah, Rawchaa, Qadash. Shalom to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect out there. Shalom to you all. And I'm going to entitle this video, it's right here. Let not the incredulity or the unbelief of them trouble thee. So I read from the top. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15. What I mean by that is we only to teach the ones that we believe are potential prophets or of the elect. Like the Apostle Paul said in 2 Timothy 2, verse 2, he told Timothy, in not so many words, that whatever I teach, teach others, that you know may teach also. I'm merely paraphrasing. So you don't just teach anybody. You don't become friends with somebody that's you kind of cool with and they like the Israel thing, but you can see that they're not really potential prophets or teachers or, you know, one of the elect. Like I was listening to the video that the elder Manat put up concerning Captain Tazariak and WAC 100. And but this happened before, where WAC 100 and Tariq they were cool, but they kind of got into it. So this is a new thing. And if you watch the latest video that the elder Manat put up, you can see it. Not a long video. Concerning, you know, are you going to be real? Are you going to go head to head with the white man? You know, we got to get physical. If we got to get physical, you know, this is a spiritual thing. This, when you come into this thing, this is a spiritual calling. The scriptures say, if at all possible, live peaceably with all men. Another thing that came up, I believe WAC 100 brought up the subject, if I'm not mistaken. But there was a sister that had called in the show when Captain Zarek and Captain Katazak was on the show, and the sister was saying, you guys are going off when you tell Edomites to you know, kiss your boots, which we don't do that. We have did that in the past, but we don't do that because, you know, what you got to understand is those people that you identify as Edomites could be Israelites. So you don't know. The scriptures say, let the wheat and the tares grow together, and then the angels will separate them. So you can't look at a blonde-haired, blue-eyed person. You know, the first thought in your mind is that he's an Edomite, but you may talk to him, and the way he talks, the way he, you know, carries himself is like a Jake. He might remind you of your cousin, your favorite cousin or your favorite uncle. And then you might talk to him, and he might say, well, I'm of Irish descent, or I'm of Italian descent, or whatever. Or he might say that he got black relatives on his father's side. That his great-great-grandfather was a black man, or whatever. But they like to marry white women. So, you know, you don't know who, you know, the great sifting, pursuant to Amos chapter 9, is sifting the elect from the ones that are not of the elect, from the 1/3 as comparison to the 2/3, to the wheat and the tares. That's why the Lord said what he said in Matthew 13. But then you're going to have Israelites that look like Israelites, that they're definitely Israelites. They got the flavor of an Israelite, but they're not of the elect. So our job is not to wake up every Israelite out there. So, you know, it's kind of coming back to bite Captain Tazariak, because WAC 100 is kind of challenging him to, you know, okay, let's do this. Let's go out and start beating up. You know, he's not, I'm not putting words in his mouth, but that's the spirit. The scriptures also say about keeping company with an angry man. That's in the scriptures. That's either in the, I think it's in the Proverbs. I was going through it yesterday. I'm not going to go through it. I'm not going to look for it now. But it speaks about keeping company. It doesn't say those exact words. Matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do? Let me do this. I'll put an angry man. Maybe I should have just put in angry. Let's see what comes up. Okay, there we go. It's in two places. Proverbs 22, verse 24. Make no friendship with an angry man, and with a furious man thou shalt not go. So WAC 100 is a man that can be easily set off. You know, either might look at him the wrong way. He gonna knock him out. You know. And you have Israelites and Edomites and other nations that have that spirit, that you know, ready to you know, pop off. You know. Here's another one. Proverbs 29. Proverbs 29 and 22. An angry man stirreth up strife. So if nothing, you know, an angry man gets bored quickly, so they want to make things happen. And you got this situation with Shannon Sharp, Club Shay Shay, and what's this guy, Michael Epps, and they going back and forth. But I think Shannon Sharp had apologized or whatever. But that's showing you that he said I'm gonna roll up. Yeah, because you a big dude. You know. You a big dude. You played pro football. Your brother, what's your brother? Your brother was a star, but he got injured. You go into the whole story. His older brother. And I'm not fully into football. I don't watch. Hey, I saw the Super Bowl, but it ain't no big deal. I didn't say. I was kind of going for the the Chiefs, but if they lost, oh hey, they lost. Next year, it's no big deal. Hey, a video put up of, and I believe it was Elder Malcolm also. He had put no, I'm sorry, it was Elder out of Vegas, Karatazar, that put up a bunch of videos, shorts of people that were like voting, like you in the house, and you had half of the people going for the 49ers, the other half going for the Kansas City Chiefs. Then they showed the reaction of them losing, the Chiefs losing, and there was one Jake. He threw something at the wide screen, and he broke it. He broke the TV. The TV just went blank, and they started. It was a bunch of ninjas up in there, old and young, and it was about to there. The old woman picked up a bottle and was going to hit him in the head with it, because he was telling everybody get out. And she said, "You get out." Then they had another clip of some Edomites going different. Hey, brother, all that is. That Super Bowl, the big boxing events, these the Grammys, the Oscars, all these different events, the BET Music Award, all these different, the Soul Train Award, all these. This is all bread and circuses. Look that up. Bread and circuses in the Roman Empire. If you look it up, it'll tell you that bread and circuses kept the people distracted. The word entertain or entertainment means, when you look the word entertain or entertainment up, It means distraction. So what happened? I'll get back in the subject. What happened on the Super Bowl? The president and the Congress, the House of Reps, and the Senate got together and they put in a bill for 94 billion to go to Israel and to Ukraine, and they did it. You know, it was like a quiet session. They did. I believe it was on the very when the Super Bowl was going on. So basically, they do things as a distraction. They give you bread and circuses. Like I said, when you look up bread and circuses, matter of fact, you know what? Let me go ahead and look it up. I mean, I told you what it meant, but okay. I was reading Tactics of a Cult. All right. Bread and circuses, Roman Empire.
According to Wikipedia, bread and circuses is a metonymic phrase referring to superficial appeasement. It is attributed to Juvenal, a Roman poet active in the late 1st and early 2nd century AD, and is used commonly in cultural, particularly political, contexts.
Okay, I don't like the way she broke it down. Okay, I like this one. Bread and circuses is basically to give you a lot of entertainment, the Super Bowl, boxing events, the Grammys, the Oscars. And while you're watching, you're getting all into it, the politicians are doing things behind your back. See, the average American doesn't know what's going on. So it says here, bread and circuses could strike down America like it did. Let's open it up. Okay, so it says bread and circuses could strike down America like it did Rome, and America is Rome all over again. Okay, let me read some of this. Bear with me for a minute. Okay, the use of propaganda for diversion to an altered state of reality. Like the Super Bowl is an altered state of reality. It's a game, but it's real to people. That is defined by the politicians and the political parties is not new. We even observe this concept of diversion in antiquity. Bread and circuses for the masses, not just ancient Rome, describes the Roman government policy as emperors in the latter stages of the empire, because they were trying to prop up the empire. Use both free bread, which is your welfare, your food stamps, and other food, and free entertainment to placate the larger number of people who were otherwise poorly served by their government. So you got, this guy Biden, he wants to get back into office, so he went to this cookout. Now I don't know if that was from 2020 or recent. And it was a Jake man, his two sons, and he was sitting down there eating chicken and French fries with him, because he loves black people. You know, he'll go to black churches to get the black vote. And these people coming, these migrants, as they call them, coming from, you know, coming up to the border, they're using them for a couple of things. Number one, they're using them to get the vote. They're gonna fast track them to become Democrats so they can put Biden back in, and then they're gonna use them also for cheap labor, and they're gonna also use them for the military. And there's a bill by one of these, either congressman or senator, and I read that in one of the videos, where they're going to make a law where you don't have to be, you can newly come into this country and right away be able to vote and join the military. Because the American people, when there's a war, they're not going to fight a war, because there's so many alternative news channels out there that people are waking up. They're saying this is a corrupt place. They don't trust politicians. So the bread and circuses is to keep you dumb and stupid and entertained. Well, entertain, like I said, entertainment means to distract. That's why the movie Gladiator, the main character, which they made him up, he didn't even exist. The Spaniard, they call him, he never existed. He said, "Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?" So anyway, and this leads into my subject anyway, because you guys that do all these extra biblical things are to entertain the people, to get more people to watch you, and to get more people to join you. Just teach the scriptures. Okay? Filter everything through the scriptures. Now, where am I? Okay, this is something else. Oh, well, he that getteth a wife beginneth a possession, a help like unto himself, and a pillar of rest. Not a pillar of rocks. Possession means you own her. That goes into the great doctrine. That's why a lot of guys are still emotional about it. And that came out with Polite on that video, the discussion back in 2013. Okay, where am I? Okay, and also, going back to Captain Zariak, he's like a regular guest on Sarnetta's show, and Sarnetta does not believe. Sarnetta get like a new guy that's a Kemetic guy, or another different Hebrew on his Zion Lex, and he'll try to put Zion Lex or another Hebrew guy, another thought of Hebrew Israelism outside of one Westers, and he'll get impressed by he's impressed by the guy, so he said, "Oh, you can't deal with my Captain Zariak," and he'll set up something with him and Captain Zariak and the other guy will debate. And meanwhile, you got the people that watch the show. They're being entertained, and they're not really coming to the truth. These people that watch Sarnetta, even when Captain Zariak is on there, these people are not saying, "Oh, I got to join that camp," or "I got to become an Israelite." They're just going along with the entertainment. "Oh, I thought he won a debate. I mean, I'm a Kemet, but I thought Captain Zariak won that." So they're not even understanding what's going on. You can't be concerned about these people that don't believe. After the first and second admonition, reject. You reject them, man. So let me come back over here. It said, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people, which are the Israelites, the words of prophecy." Because the main subject that we focus on is prophecy. Because we know that we if it tarry, wait for it. "Which I will put in thy mouth, saith Yahawah." Whose mouth? Ezra's mouth, because he was a priest and a prophet. But he will put it in all the prophets' mouths. and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true, which is the scriptures, which are the scriptures. Bear me for a minute. And cause them to be written on paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imagination against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee, the unbelief that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. So the ones that don't believe, that reject it, ultimately they're going to die in their unbelief. So don't fear them and don't speak to them. Let not the incredulity of them that trouble thee, that speak against thee. Because if they're not for you, they're against you. That's scriptural. So anyway, so you got this situation with Captain Tazariak and WAC 100. You know, it's almost like WAC 100 is daring him. Let's do this. Let's roll up on these white boys and so forth. Which our the weapons. Matter of fact, let me go to it. 2 Corinthians 10. Was it 1 Corinthians 14? It says, and rather that ye prophesy. Okay, I'm going to go right to the point. Okay, so it says, for though we walk in the flesh, we do not war against the flesh. We don't get physical. Scripture said, lay hands on nobody suddenly. It said the man of the Lord shall not strive. It says, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High, spiritual warfare, to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down. And that's what the one Westers did. They pulled down many strongholds, because everybody knows about the Israelites. Casting down imagination and every high thing that exalted itself. The high things was placed here for you by Esau, and it goes back to the Renaissance. Because we all, as kids, if you were raised as a black American, you were most likely a Baptist, a Methodist, or whatever, one of the Latin tribes, a Catholic. So as kids, we all thought that Jesus was white, and the disciples were white, and the Most High was white, or so-called white. It says, against the knowledge of the Most High, when bringing, and what is the knowledge of the Most High? What the scriptures say. You got the picture of a white Jesus. The scriptures say that Jesus, I'm using the word Jesus, I don't like using that word. It's not even a word. It's two sounds, made up sounds that mean nothing. But anyway, we grew up on that white image. So us that grew up on that image of a white God, a white Jesus, white Israelites, Moses being white, the prophets being white, we're finding out that all those people, the prophets, the Most High, the Heavenly Father, the Son, the prophets, are all people of color and had woolly hair that looked like us, and bring into captivity every thought to the obedience of Yahawashi, and having a readiness to revenge all disobedience when your obedience is fulfilled. Do ye look on things after the outward appearance? If any man trust to himself that he is of the Messiah, let him let him of himself think this again, that as he is of Yahawashi, even so are we Yahawashi. For though I should boast somewhat more of our authority, because we are in authoritative positions, which the Lord, it says, have given us for edification, to edify the people, and not for your destruction, I should not be ashamed, that I may not seem as if I would terrify you by letters. For his letters say they are weighty and powerful, but his bodily presence is weak and his speech contemptible. So he said Paul didn't look like no big brawler, and it says his speech was contemptible, meaning he speaks, you hear him speak, you ain't gonna respect his speech. He doesn't sound like a great orator. So when you read them letters about Paul, I got to meet this guy Paul, you thinking that he's 7 foot tall. When he opens up his mouth, thunder comes out. You know, he was just a regular man. And he was a sickly man. And we're suffering a lot of ailments, man. I'm messed up. Apostle Ramla messed up. Apostle Bar's messed up. We got to deal with these infirmities, man. So let me go from there. Let me get into these precepts here. Okay, Acts. I'm going to try not to make this long. Hey, when the Lord said to his mother, to his parents, let's say, don't you know I must be about my Father's business? You're not here to do your own business. You're here to do the Father's business. The Father just said, as if you go to Ezekiel chapter 2, Ezekiel chapter 3, in those two chapters, the whole chapter of chapter 2 and part of the first, 5 or 6 verses of chapter 3, basically says eat the roll and go out and teach Israel. That's it. Nothing else. Don't be cool with nobody. If they don't believe it, leave them alone. Like when you have friends in this world, you got to cut your friends off, and you become friends with the other men in Most High. You be like a stoic. Most of us are loners in our, in our walk. It said, for so hath Yahawah, the Lord, commanded us, saying, I have set thee to be a light of the Gentiles, that thou shouldst be for salvation unto the ends of the earth. So now that word Gentile, Christians are using to say that's other nations. No, that's not talking about other nations. Matter of fact, you got to read this whole chapter. Let me do this. I mean, this is a video in itself. Acts chapter 13. First missionary journey. This is when Paul Paul and Barnabas, and then later you had Paul or Saul and Silas. So this right here, this is a heavy chapter right here about how he went to the Gentiles, which were Israelites that didn't know that they were Israelites, like Cornelius. Cornelius woke up to the fact that he was an Israelite after he grew up. The house that he was raised up in, he was raised up as a Greek, so you can understand, as a Gentile. That's why they call Cornelius a Gentile. In the 11th chapter of Acts, why are you going to the Gentiles? So Apostle Peter rehearsed in his mind as to what he was going to say to him. Then it also goes into it in Acts chapter 15. Let's come on back here. So really you got to read the whole chapter It says, I have set thee to be a light of the Gentiles, the Israelites scattered, that thou shouldest be for salvation unto the ends of the earth. What is the ends of the earth? They were in the east. The ends of the earth is the west, which is, this is talking about over here in the Americas, Canada, North America, Central and South America, but mainly the U.S., because that's the place where salvation is going to come out of. Because you're going to have Israelites around the planet that's not going to be destroyed, because they're not going to taste of the missiles. Bear with me for a minute. And when the Gentiles, which were the Israelites, heard this, they were glad and glorified the word of Yahawah, and as many as were ordained to eternal life believe. And ultimately we were all ordained to eternal life. But you have the first death, you have the second death that the 2/3 are going to suffer. And the word of the Lord, or Kairos, was published throughout all the region. So now what we're doing is publishing this word throughout the whole planet. This gospel must be preached or published throughout the whole planet, then the end shall come. So what did that? The internet. But the Jews, or the Yahawadah, stirred up the devout and honorable women and the chief men of the city, and raised persecution against Paul and Barnabas, and expelled them out of their coast. And this is what I wanted right here. But they shook off the dust of their feet against them, and came unto Iconium. And the disciples were filled with joy and with the Holy Spirit. So when you teach somebody and they don't accept your peace, then you turn against them. I didn't even put that down, so let me go to it myself. Matthew 10. So when you're cool with somebody that's a Muslim, you hang out with a Muslim, you might do things, you might go on debates with the Muslim. Like I said, like Captain Zariak, when Sarnetta needs him, give him a call, and he'll set up something to go do a debate. That's not our job to do debates. Our job is to, if an Israelite come up say, I want to debate you on this topic, you say, no, we don't have to have a debate. Now, if debates happen, you have like impromptu debates. But we're going to set up a debate, and they're going to get ready. And next month at this time, there's going to be a debate. So everything that you're doing, you're studying for that debate, not to wake up the people. And the audience are there to be entertained. This is what I wanted. It says from the 12th verse, and when ye come into an house, salute it. And if the house be worthy, let your peace come upon it. But if it be not worthy, let your peace return to you. You shouldn't be with people in the world. You should not be with people in the world. They got to come to your side, not you go to their side or you meet in the middle. And whosoever shall not receive you, you tell somebody the truth, they can't see it, then you forget about them. Nor hear your words when you depart out of that house or city, shake off the dust of your feet. Now, there was a video that I put up that the Elder Yahawah, where is it? Okay, it's right here. Let me move this over. They got this. This is IUIC St. Louis, and this is a barbershop. So these individuals that are the IUIC, they go into this barbershop every week. Because I seen them in the previous videos in the same barbershop. And they got Jake sitting around. If you saw the video, they got Jake sitting around getting their hair cut or getting their hair styled or whatever. Then you got, of course, if you're a Jake and you've been in a barbershop, that's the watering hole, man. That's where, hey, go after a big fight. Everybody in the barbershop going to be talking about that fight. The Super Bowl. Everybody went to whatever barbershop that next day or during that week, they talking about the Super Bowl. The week coming up to the Super Bowl, they were talking about, they were betting, they were making bet the 49ers going to get it. Patrick Mahomes going to get it. So that's what they talk about, random things. Then they'll go into history and all kind of stuff, right? So here you got these dudes from IUIC trying to teach them. And if you watch this video, this is the actual video. You see nothing but madness. These guys are yelling at the top of their lungs, and you can just hear about 20, 30 people talking at the same time. And then every once in a while, you get a guy that'll come up against them and say, look, like this dude. He said, pretty much he says, if the white man can't make it, then I don't want to make it, whatever he says. So here these guys fighting them where they should have just packed up and left and never came back to that barbershop. So this is what Yahawah put in a comment. Okay, this is Sirach. Sirach 32 and 20. Go not in a way therein wherein thou mightest fall, and stumble not among the stones. So he put that there for the whole video. And it was nothing but confusion. None of them accepted it. They might have accepted a point, like if them brothers from IUIC say don't eat pork, a lot of them say, nah, I don't eat pork. But that doesn't mean that they believe in the truth. So they're not doing their father's business. They're doing their own business, or they're doing Bishop Nathaniel's business. If you follow the scriptures, you'll come to this barbershop one time, and then you would not show up. You would not come back again. Because Jake gets a haircut every week, once a week. So now let's go from there to where I say I was going to go. Okay, 14th verse. And whosoever shall not receive you, nor hear your words, when ye depart out of that house or that city, shake off the dust of your feet. Verily I say unto you, it shall be more tolerable for the land of Sodom and Gomorrah, because Sodom and Gomorrah was the 5 cities, the major cities. Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed by fire. So this is talking about those people that rejected you back in Israel 2,000 years ago. They're going to be living in America, calling themselves Negroes, and they're going to eat missiles in the day of judgment. The day of judgment is when the missiles hit Babylon the Great. Then for that city. Because Sodom and Gomorrah is not land mass wise, as far as the land is concerned, there's not no 5,000 square miles. Babylon the Great is a gigantic Sodom and Gomorrah, 5,000 square miles. 2,000 going south to north, and 3,000 going east to west. approximately. Okay, next precept is Acts 18:6. And when they opposed them, matter of fact, let me do this. And when Silas and Timotheus will come from Macedonia. Where am I? Anyway, let's go to the 5th verse again. In the middle of the 5th verse, Paul was pressed in the spirit and testified to the Jews, or Yahawah, that Yahawashi was the Messiah. And when they opposed themselves and blasphemed, they cursed him out. He shook his remnant and said unto them, your blood be upon your own heads. I am clean from henceforth. I will go unto the Gentiles. So the Gentiles were Israelites. Perfect example is Cornelius. He represented the Gentiles, the first Gentile, which he was an Israelite. So this is where the Christians, so when the Christians come up with them scriptures about the Greeks, the Jews first, and then the Greeks, and the Gentiles, light unto the Gentiles is talking about Israelites. The Gentiles are not going to receive salvation. I'll give you a few more precepts. Let me go to Matthew 7 verse 6. Give not that which is holy unto the dogs. Now that's Yahawashi talking to the disciples about the other Israelites. He said, don't give them the dogs. In other words, anybody that doesn't accept it, don't shove it down their throat. The IUIC they did a church blitz, and as I said before, and I'm going to say it again, I'm going to continue to say it, they didn't get not one person that was all them churches that they went to. I don't know how many churches they went to, but they went to different states, and they were blitzing them churches. They didn't get not one person leave the church and follow the IUIC. So was the Most High with that? No, the Most High was not with that. It wasn't the Most High's intent for any of them people in them church, whether they went to 1,000 churches or 150 churches or 500 churches. If the Most High was behind that, a bunch of them people from them churches would have left and followed the teachings that the IUIC teaches, but not one. Give me one. You can give me one guy and I'll apologize. Okay, I'll apologize. But now you only got one. So was the Most High really with that? You didn't get one. And you know how I know that? Because they would have said, well, this brother right here, he's IUIC. He was one in the church from Alabama or whatever. And he saw the truth. And he, snuck his number to one of the brothers. And he called. He said, I want to be an Israelite. You ain't going to hear that. Give not that which is holy unto dogs, which are these Israelites, like Shannon Sharp. You don't give the truth to Shannon Sharp. You don't give the truth to Michael Epps. Michael Epps made a mockery. What's the other comedian? He did they acting like the Israelites, and the Most High took one of them out. And when he got took out, Mike Epps kept running into the brothers out the GMS brothers out there in the West, out there in Cali. And they would tell him, look, man, you wasn't supposed to, you disrespecting your heritage. And then there was one time where he said, I'm going to give you guys some money. Well, this truth is not for Club Shay Shay And you should even go, our guest today is such and such from the former One Western. We're not here to entertain you, man. And you had Bishop Nathaniel go on this one show with this Jake, and the last time I think he went on again. He does the show circuit now. So the dude is asking him about his experiences of being a cop. So the Jake is not concerned about being an Israelite. He just want to hear his opinion about him being a cop, which has nothing to do. So you going on the show just to talk. You know, it's like a guy that's a dog trainer. They bring him on the show, and they talk about cars or whatever. I don't know if that's a good example. So, you know, if they say we want GMS to come on Club Shay Shay, I said, no, we ain't coming on no Club Shay Shay. Because all that is entertainment. And then he'll probably, well, you know, he'll probably say my mama told me this or my father told me, and we were raised up as a Baptist, and we will, you know, if you could, whatever, however he say it, you know, the spirit that he's going to be in is most likely coming against what we're saying. Neither cast ye your pearls before swine, lest they trample them under their feet and turn again and rend you. Now that's what happened with WAC 100. WAC 100 is coming to a situation where he's rending. Well, the newest thing is that WAC 100 found out that Captain Zariak's, one of his exes, he had a baby with the girl, and I guess she's special needs, and she says, see, I can't even take my daughter to the school because she's special needs. Well, if somebody's special needs, you can still bring them in the temple, you know. So I don't know the full backstory, but I heard that before. So WAC 100 is using that against him. He said, I got audio of that. I'm going to bring it out. So you should have never got with WAC 100 in the first place. This is not about if I can get on this show, then the word will go out. Look, the word is going to go out anyway. The elect's ears are going to receive it. That's why we only deal with YouTube. We don't deal with Facebook and this book and that site and Twitter, which is X. We don't need to do all that. We just give you these lessons, these epistles, and if you're one of the elect, you're gonna feed off of it, and you're gonna grow, and you're gonna become a teacher. That's what we're looking for, man. I ain't trying to wake up. What's this guy? What's his name? Ronnie Coleman. If I run it, I ain't telling Ronnie Coleman nothing about the Israelite, because I know he ain't gonna hold posts. If I run into Denzel, I ain't gonna tell Denzel. Denzel's not gonna say, well, I'm gonna get a garment. I'm gonna hold. Denzel ain't gonna hold posts. Jay-Z ain't gonna hold posts. All right. We had one entertainer. If I mention his name, everybody knows about him. He's famous all around the world. He came up, rolled up on us, because we got multiple camps in New York that he didn't come to the camp that I was in, but the younger brother's camp, and he said, you guys are the Israelites. He said, yeah. He said, you guys are GMS. So they know the difference between IUIC, IHBK, GMS, Sakari, Wi-Fi, whatever. Priest Daniela, shout out to Priest Daniela. He subscribed to me on my page that they kind of blocked me for now. Hopefully I'll get back. They want to cut my freaking page. But he never came back. But then he did pass by the camp in another location, and he was in this. And what the fuck was he in? He was in a whip, you know, a whip that you couldn't afford. I forget what he was in, and he had the music playing, and we were on his left side. If you look to the left, you would see us, but he made sure he kept looking straight, or he would look to the right. Like almost like saying, I hope they don't see me. Well, that's you're placed upon this earth to be an entertainer. You're not placed upon this earth to hold posts. Because if you did, we'll get a whole lot of people following, because this famous guy is now an Israelite. If Jay-Z joined the ISUPK, if Jay-Z joined the ISUPK, you know how many people joined the ISUPK or IUIC? And they had this guy, what's his name? Kendrick Lamar. He was kind of sorted down with the IUIC, but then he got out of it. He got disenchanted by it because he's in that world. Then he did a video, "Don't call me black no more, I'm an Israelite," but then he's no longer an Israelite. They had a meeting with the guy. First Corinthians. Well, I'm not going to read all of them, but I'm going to name them off. Ephesians 5 and 6 on down. St. John 10, verse 26. St. John 5, verse 36 to 39. Matthew 13, 58. And Mark 6 and 4. So now I want to go to 2 Corinthians 6, verse 14. Be not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. What are the unbelievers? The Israelites that don't really believe. When anybody comes in, they got to be on your same level. They got to build up to your same level. They got to be diligent like you diligent. Give diligence to make that call and election sure. You can't be, when you come into this, you can't be a casual Israelite. Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship have righteousness with unrighteousness? And what commune have light with darkness? Have light with darkness, and what concord have the Messiah with Belial? Or what part have he that believeth with an infidel? Infidel is an unbeliever. And what agreement hath the temple of the Most High with idols? For ye are of the temple of the living power, as the Most High have said, I will dwell in them and walk in them, and I will be their power, and they shall be my people. Wherefore come out from among them, and be ye separate. We're to be separate to who? The Israelites that don't believe. Saith Yahawah, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you, and will be a father unto you, and ye shall be my sons and daughters, saith Yahawah Almighty. So anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom. On to the next one.